girls feeling got the better of these guys later in the year compared to earlier in the year? What's been the difference?
Well, we did, but I mean, we can't be complacent. It's definitely going to be a tough game. It always has been. I think definitely we made a few changes, positional changes for a few girls playing in a few different spots across the ground. But yeah, I think we really gelled together as a team. It was a whole of team contribution, our win in the semi in our last rostered game. So I think if we're going to be a chance in the grand final, we'll definitely have to bring that again.
The Clarence and Glenorchy rivalry's gone back decades in the men's. It's always been really fierce. Does that come across into the women's now, especially going into a grand final?
Yeah, I think it has, and I mean, it's definitely advantages to that as well. Like, it's great to have a rivalry between clubs. I mean, on the field it makes you compete harder, and off the field we get along quite well, so that's still also great to have as well. But yeah, definitely a rivalry is always, I think, a good thing.
Would you like to have a standalone grand final? I guess obviously you two southern clubs going up north and all being part of the men's stuff. Do you think if it was a Sunday or whatever, would you prefer to play down here and have, I guess, focus just on you guys for the day? Or?
I quite like having the grand final playing with the men's team and also the Mercury Cup. I think it's a great opportunity to draw a bit more of a crowd as well and be amongst the other teams in the TSL as well. So yeah, really great opportunity, I think, for a few more people to have a bit more exposure to women's football as well. Playing for the men's, I think that really helps as well.
Where's the game going to be won on the weekend? What part of the ground in particular?
Sorry?
Where will the game be won on the weekend? Any particular part of the ground?
I think for our team, if our midfield is flat and we're down, then I think that will show in the scoreboard, especially delivering to our forward line. So that would be a really key area for us, I think so.
For us, I think as a whole collective group, we need to be wanting that ball and first to the ball, and supporting our teammates as well. So doing it as a whole collective, and not just relying on those big standout players that we have in probably previous years. We've done that and we've hoped that they've lifted us and got us through the game. This year especially, we've picked up a lot of new young players, especially in our midfield, like the likes of Sarah Skinner coming down from Burnie, and it's just been amazing to see how we've improved so much and got that run in our legs and endurance just from having that youth in our team now, on top of also having the experienced players across the whole side. Like, we've got 3 players now that have played 100 games each, so their experience will really be important for us on the weekend, on top of having these girls coming through and fighting to win that ball, and all of us going in as a team to back each other on that.
Do you speak about last year's grand final match in the lead up to this one?
A little bit, but really it's a completely different game. Clarence play completely different to what Launceston plays, so we just have to go out there and know we can be the best team that we can, and yeah, as long as we're beating our opponents and that, then yeah, we'll hopefully get over the line against them on the weekend.
Concerns about the last couple of times that you've played them?
Yeah, the last couple of times, I think, to be honest, we're a bit complacent maybe that, oh yeah, we've beaten them 2-3 times throughout the year prior to that, and the girls might have gone into a bit of a relaxed mode of this is going to be just handed to us, where come Saturday and the semi-final, it was a real eye-opener for us that we're not just going to win it just like that. We have to fight hard for that ball and play our best football to actually get over the line, because footy final is a completely different game.
How much of a game changer is the North Melbourne Tasmania setup coming into the AFLW, and does it change things going into a grand final, knowing that it's the biggest stage, I suppose, here in Tasmania, and probably that little bit extra chance to get noticed if you do play well?
Yeah, well, that's the thing, that the spotlight's on, especially the younger girls and the girls that are already aligned with it, like from Clarence, Maddie Smith, and that's just an awesome thing to see that these local Tassie girls are now actually a part of an AFLW side, and it's good that the other girls want to aspire to just lift and try and make that sort of side as well.
Do you think it's unfair that you're left justifying your time slot in between the men's development and TSL grand final after those comments on social media?
I think the time slot that we're playing is awesome to be a curtain raisers for senior, the highest comp in the state. Like, I know our girls are pretty excited to be playing at that time slot, and yeah, those comments obviously weren't really the best to be made on social media in the way that it was gone about with the wording especially. But yeah, we move on from that and we focus on Saturday and show everyone how good we are and why we deserve to play at that time on the weekend.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What are the teams looking like? Any big decisions to make? Any last minute outs or ins or injuries? Or?
We've got one injury that will be probably a bit of a decider tonight maybe, but other than that, everyone's looking pretty healthy and fit, so which is good.
That's the same squad as last time.
It will be, yeah.
How about?
Our girls, yeah, we've got full track squad, no injuries at the moment, so touch wood, we'll get through training on tomorrow night and yeah, bring on Saturday for the full team.
I think the weather's looking a little bit wet. Is that right?
Did see that,
Is
yeah.
that going to change things? Does that tip things in favour of?
I think we both would need to adapt our game to the weather conditions. I mean, I think a bit of wind, a bit of rain, but then again, we all expect that in Tasmania, so I guess we just have to adapt to those conditions. We played each other before in wind, wet and rain, so I don't know if it will suit a team better than the other, because I think both teams have really good skills and play quite a good game plan, so I think if both teams adapt to that, then it'll still just be quite a close contest.
Yeah, I think, yeah, like Nicole said, Clarence and us, we probably are very hard to the ball, so wet conditions, windy conditions, no matter what, I think the football's still going to be the same, and obviously windy and that we adjust some things, but other than that it'll still be the same for the structure and stick to the game plan.